This is the Excellent Sports Adventure. Well, what a week it was for Canadians at the World Athletic Championships in Budapest. The top two all-around athletes on the planet, well, both hail from north of the border. Pierce LePage topped the podium in the decathlon, a record 8,909 points for the 27-year-old for Whitby. And thanks to that great effort in the 1,500 meters, Damian Warner, the 33-year-old Olympic champ from London, Ontario, was able to grab the silver. That is just phenomenal, guys. How about another goal for Canada? Yes, as Marco Arop crossed the line first in the 800 meters, a time of 1 minute, 44.24 seconds. The 24-year-old from Edmonton earned bronze last year. And hammer time for Canada. Just a few days after Ethan Katzberg topped the podium in the men's hammer throw, Cameron Rogers decided to let that hammer fly in the women's competition. The 24-year-old BC native unleashed a throw of 77.22 meters. That is a new Canadian record and good enough for gold at the Worlds. Why don't we throw in another medal, this time in women's shot put? Sarah Mitten of Brooklyn, Nova Scotia with this effort, 20.08 meters, a season best, and a world silver. An impressive start for Canada at the World Cup of Basketball in Jakarta. They blew out France. Well, it was the most important piece of business he was faced with, and Brad Treliving took care of it in timely fashion. The Leafs' new GM signed Austin Matthews, his star player, to a 4-year contract extension worth $53 million. Now, that locks up Matthews up until the summer of 2028, $13.25 million a season. But with the salary cap set to increase steadily over the next few years, this could have turned out to be a bargain.
A lot of long discussions with my family, my agent, people closest to me, and just kind of going through my process. And and I guess the conclusion is, we just found the right balance at 4 years, and it'll put me with the team for I believe 12 total years by the end of that contract. And like I've expressed before, I love playing in Toronto. I love my teammates and everything that comes with being a Maple Leaf. It's been a real honor to be a part of this organization, and it's something I definitely don't take for granted. But I just felt like it was the right balance for everybody involved. And like I said, I'm happy to. I'm excited. I'm happy to kind of just put it behind me and focus on on hockey and all the good stuff.
And more dominoes will fall. After sitting on the bench for a spell, Dave Schneider got a chance to get back into the Blue Jays lineup, and the kid delivered in a big way. Mighty cut in the first inning is going to clear the wall for a 2-out, 2-run homer to give the Blue Jays the lead. He went 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBI as the Jays jolt the Guardians 8-3.
They scored the first, and we Bo with the single, and then come back with a 2-out, 2-run homer. That's kind of what we've been missing a little bit. So his other bats, walk, double single. It was a great day. It was kind of reminiscent of Fenway. Was definitely a spark we needed. Yeah, it's not easy to go from playing every day in AAA and then having some not really consistent playing time. But his work is great. He does everything he should do every day in terms of being ready defensively and offensively.
Okay, rubber match. Guardians up by 1, looking for more. Jose Ramirez drives one to the alley. Could be trouble. George Springer tracks it down, leaves his feet, and somehow makes that catch. Unbelievable. And back to our pal David Schneider. Does it again. Shot to left. Does it have it up? Yes, it does. 2-run smack. Schneider now has 5 homers in 11 big league games. That's a pace we didn't see from Barry Bonds, folks. Unfortunately, the Guardians took this game at 11 to take the series, and Bo Bichette and Matt Chapman both left with injuries. Okay, onward we go. Kevin Gausman on the hill in the series opener against Washington. Don Smith swinging a miss. Gausman hits the 200 strikeout mark for the season. Tops in the league. Jays bury the Nats. Well, the Argos, they were thinking about redemption. Home to the Stampeders, the only team to beat the Boatmen this year. CNE in full swing. Chad Kelly and company and ready to put on a show, and here it is. The flame flicker. Kelly takes a flip, has Deveris Daniels wide open. A 55-yard touchdown for the Argos. Late fourth quarter, tie game. Calgary forced to punt. Argos set up the return nicely. The very dangerous Javon Lake finds room, picks up some blocks, He's going to bust it 80 yards for the score. His fourth punt return touchdown of the year. That sets a new club record. Argos stumped the Stamps 39-31. Alouettes at Winnipeg to face the West leading Blue Bombers. Zach Collaros back in the Winnipeg lineup. He's got time. Hits Dalton Schoen, ridiculously wide open. Schoen's second touchdown of the game, covers 24 yards. Collaros, 4 TD tosses. Bombers ring up their 5th straight win, 47-17. Hamilton Ticats get the Lions in Vancouver. Taylor Powell, making his 4th career start for the Ticats, swings it out to James Butler. The Butler did it. Gets a piece of the cone, just a piece of it. He had a pair of touchdowns. Cats done the Lions 30-13 in the 100th meeting between the two clubs. Red Blacks at Edmonton Elks trying to end that hideous 22-game home losing skid. Well, they've been a different team since Trey Ford took the reins. Ford can't find a mind, so he takes off himself, and he scored the touchdown. Elks rocked the RBs 30-20, their first home win in 3 years. Okay, and Thornton. Thonson continues to fly up that lightweight ladder. The 31-year-old from Brossard, Quebec, facing Brooklyn's Hedley Scott. Hook to the body, hook to the head, and that was it. First round knockout. Thonson, a former guest on this show, improves to 15-0 with his 12th KO. That kid can bang, can he? All right, close to a hole-in-one at Sleepy Hollow in the men's league. Here's our shot of the week.
God damn it.
4!
Boy, that just hit the bottom of the stick. Very close to being in. Kevin.
God damn it.
4!
The shot of the week is brought to you by Sleepy Hollow Country Club. 60 years of tradition, providing a challenging and enjoyable golf experience just minutes from Toronto.